Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. If you like The Mike Wagner Show and you want to make your own podcast, well, let me tell you about Anchor. First of all, it's free. Secondly, there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. You can also add any song from Spotify directly to your episodes. The possibilities are endless. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. You can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, many more. You can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. It's time to give a shout out to our official sponsor of The Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mian Mohsen Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, then you'll love Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia. Available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. It takes place in 4 countries with 2 strangers and 1 target where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available in paperback and ebook on Amazon. Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia has garnered great reviews and is even loved by Hollywood celebrities including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today. Order Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia, now available at Amazon.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mian Mohsen Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today before it goes missing by Mian Mohsen Zia, available on Amazon. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, and Apple. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn. Heard worldwide on Geo 7, Radio Public, Himalaya, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for great gift ideas, including t-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, throw pillows, tote bags, and more, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. and coming soon to the MikeWagnerShow.com. And for more great gift ideas, including great books by me and Molson Zia, like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles, and for some great merchandise like t-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, and more, go to Amazon.com and check out the me and Molson Zia store, and make sure you give generously to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, also on PayPal and Anchor FM. Make sure you do so today. We're here with a terrific gentleman who's pretty much an expert in the esports industry. He's a founder and owner of Skulls in '99 and started as a gaming club and now a brand name for esports in the gaming world, and described as family-friendly, non-toxic, and we'll talk about the state of it as well, too. It's a rapidly growing industry and valued at currently $1 billion, according to experts, and he's also been involved for 20 years and involved with the Georgia Scholastic Esports Foundation, and talks about career paths for students and how to battle toxicity, and also in gaming and sports, and why it's important to build community and diversity in esports. So we're here to talk about that. Live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Gaming Studio somewhere in beautiful downtown Atlanta, the founder of Skulls and pretty much the godfather of esports in the industry, Wes Byrd. Wes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Well, thanks for that massive introduction. No pressure, no pressure. I don't know about all of that, but appreciate the introduction, and thanks for having me.
Well, it's great to have you on board too, knowing that you're the founder of Skulls in '99, and you've been involved in esports, for quite some time, and you pretty much built up a brand name. It starts a gaming club. It's also a rapidly growing industry valued at $1 billion, and they've been involved for 20 years, involved in the Georgia Scholastic Esports Foundation, talk about career paths and more. And before getting to all that, Wes, tell us how I first got started.
Well, Skulls just got started as a gaming group of guys just playing video games, hanging out, and doing LAN parties. And, we thought we had a pretty cool name. So over the years, we just, stuck together and kind of developed our own professional, skill sets that all kind of seem to come together in a great way to turn it into a name brand for the gaming and esports space. And so that's what we did. We just formed Skulls Incorporated and turned our cool little brand name into a brand name for the gaming and esports space. And we've been producing, teams, professional esports teams and college teams and high school teams, merchandise and jerseys and jackets and hoodies and all that good stuff. We also produce chairs and backpacks and pretty much anything a gamer needs. And we're trying to establish ourselves as the brand name for esports, for all the teams and organizations out there looking for awesome gear. We're the guys to go to.
That's really interesting. And how'd you come up with the Skulls name from the beginning?
Well, we were, just playing LAN parties and needed a name for our group. And so we just kind of toyed around Skulls. That'd be cool. Well, how about that with a Z on the end? Yeah, Skulls with a Z. That's cool. I don't know. We were just gamers having fun and thought that was a cool name. And so I registered skulls.net because skulls.com was taken at the time. And so we operated under skulls.net for about a year while I camped out on skulls.com because it was due to expire. And it expired and I gobbled it up. And so I've had skulls.net and skulls.com for 20 years.
Wow, that's amazing. And what are some of the games you guys were playing back in '99?
Well, we played a lot of shooter games. What was it? Counter-Strike and Day of Defeat and Battlefield. So Counter-Strike 1.6 was kind of the game of choice. We started up the whole club and got broadband internet for the first time. We thought we were hot stuff because we had like
that was like long gone. Hey, can we use a phone? No, I'm busy shooting up somebody for 1 million points. You cannot use the phone.
That's right. Whenever whenever I was able to acquire broadband internet, it was like, okay, this is a real deal. And we got some servers, put them together, and hosted our own servers for Counter-Strike, and and me being the web guy, I created a website and forums, and as a group, we created a structure similar to the military where there were ranks and jobs, and and it kind of got this big deal where our LAN parties suddenly had people flying in from other countries and all across the U.S. just to come to a LAN party, and it was fun. It was fun. We just enjoyed shooting each other in digital worlds.
And I think we can use that as well too. And besides some of the games you mentioned, what were your some of your other favorite games you enjoyed playing, especially growing up? Even before that.
Yeah, well, growing up, I was, I'm old. I was playing on the Sega Genesis and the Nintendo.
Oh, I remember that. Yes,
way back in whenever they were first big, came out, and so playing on Mario Brothers and all those games in Sega, and of course, I guess Mario and Nintendo and Sega was more of like the Sonic, the Hedgehog, and all that. But I love those games growing up. But I was, quickly became a computer geek and started developing websites from scratch and programs and databases, and that kind of became my forte. And for the past 7 years, been doing like enterprise level e-commerce, and decided to take that knowledge and experience and develop Skulls, and turn Skulls.com that I've had for 20 years into into the website for hosting an e-commerce site for our brand, and so it's working out good.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds like it too that you also hosted weekend parties. That's also a way to get people off the streets and everything. And I really like the idea that you just keep it very friendly and less toxic, and restrict the foul language. Of course, you associate with video games, and dropping F-bombs every 5-10 seconds. And I gotta say, that's gonna be a rarity these days. It's like, I mean, trying to avoid the F-bomb. It's like, how do I describe it?
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting way to take things, because when we first started our LAN parties, I had young kids, and I was hosting LAN parties, so I had 3 and 4-year-old and a 7-year-old and running around the house during the LAN parties. And we had some other friends who had kids in high school, and they brought their friends, so there was bunch of teenagers and little kids. And so because it was my house and I had small children, I kind of set the rules. And so I said, hey, LAN parties, let's make this, let's keep the language clean and be a good and positive influence, and show these kids how you're supposed to be in real life, while we're playing games. Obviously, language was kind of a thing. And so we took that idea and concept all the way into our servers, which was interesting. So we decided, well, since that's the LAN party thing, I had the rules of war with rules with a Z, of course, rules of war, and, rule number 1, no foul language. Rule number 2, treat each other with kindness. Rule number 3, blah, blah, blah. So we had all these rules. And they're very kind to what's going on now with diversity and integrity, and just treating each other properly and appropriately, no matter what your background is, no matter what your colors are, no matter anything, gender or preference. It's just treat each other with kindness, and let's be family. Let's not make the kids' ears bleed while we're at it, and so, and we took that into the gaming, into our servers, and it was interesting because, like you said, there is a lot of language in games, and a lot of hate, and a lot of bullying, a lot of toxicity. That's kind of what the new word to describe that is, being toxic. And I'm glad at least now the community in gaming is able to label what that is. Okay, at least now you can point at something and say that's toxic. Now we don't want that. And so we're definitely trying to help in that area. And I've been talking to other groups and telling them about, hey, you understand toxicity is a bad thing. Now, in your content creation, you need to realize that, are you a part of the problem, or you are part of the solution? And so if you're part of the problem, and if you can identify that there's toxicity and your content is feeding into that toxicity, well, then you're a part of the problem, and so how do you feel about that? Let's be a part of the solution.
And what are the penalties, back then and now? It's like if they're caught like, excessive foul language, dropping the F-bomb like 50 million times, or threatening somebody, or it's like, you want to take an act like that. It's just like, what are the penalties back then and now when it came to that, or if they're caught with it?
Yeah, well, back then at LAN parties, it was like, hey, it's 3 strikes and you're out. If you just can't hold your mouth in my house with my kids, then you're not welcome here. It was easy to do because it was my house. and that never really happened. Now, they're people, and we're all adults, and I don't fault adults for having saying a bad word. It's not like they should go to jail for violence. But it's just be appropriate and don't be a moron. I hate to be that rough, but I think I really think if your English can't consist of words, if you can't string 3 sentences together without 5 F-bombs, then there's a problem. My personal opinion. Doesn't say a lot about the person, but when it comes to actual activity in a game or a server, it was easy because we had servers and somebody would use foul language typing it in the game, and we'd like warning, language warning, like what, go F you, blah blah blah, and they're just like, bang.
Or put on like the the symbols, back you had in the day. And I'm just trying to look for the thing you did a chat where it's like you just type in and you just go like this, and I'm doing right now with a chat, just go like that. So I mean, did you allow that, or was just like a big no too? It's like you put in like symbols, like what was it, like exclamation point at hashtag $, all that. I mean, you pretty much know like the ones that just cover up the swear words.
Well, we did have filters, that would in our servers that would automatically filter out things, and if people were intentionally going around the servers by using $signs for S's and still spelling out the words, whatever, then they would get a warning. And then, enough warnings and they just get the boot. And it was fun kind of having that kind of authority over your own servers. And you can't really do that these days because you don't really host servers anymore. The companies do that for you.
And do you think the big companies make it easier, or do you think it makes it more difficult?
It makes it more difficult for sure. I mean, you have zero control and you just get into games. And kids are the most toxic ones sometimes, just with other kids, and it's sad because you can actually, I have literally heard in the games where kids are telling another kid to go commit suicide.
Oh, I heard about that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's like, it's telling somebody FO or FU and whatever it is, it's
Mm-hmm.
bad enough. But committing suicide, that's been a big problem these days, especially when it comes
Yeah.
to social media. It's just like, oh my
Mhm.
gosh.
And there's pandemic and everything else, and that's just not something that is okay. And in fact, now because of that, I think there are some publishers and games that are kind of starting to, throw down some requirements and rules that kind of help. But it's really hard when you have voice chat, right? And so I believe it was Riot that recently changed their terms of service, saying that you must agree to be allowed to be, recorded.
Oh,
And
really?
and your recordings can be used against you for policy, whatever. Which some people will think, "Oh, I'm being recorded against my," or "I don't want to be recorded. It's an act of privacy, against privacy or whatever." But to be honest with you, it's the only way that a company like that can, help enforce. Because whenever someone types stuff, it's easy there. It's in the data, and then you can report that person, and then they can look at the data and say, okay, yep, there's where he used those racial slurs. So bam, let's just, ban his account. Okay. But then what if someone's, throwing down the N word in over chat, and then someone like, you can report somebody, but if they have no way to find out if it's true, then I could get you banned for saying stuff that you didn't do because I don't like you and you pissed me off. So I'm going to report you for something that you quote unquote said.
Mhm.
And so and you may not have actually said it at all. And there's as much of that going around as a kind of way to bully in online as there is the other.
Mhm.
People just get crazy, and it's sad. And it's going to take the publishers, to get on board with, punishing, if you will, or at least monitoring and applying their own policies against, racism and bigotry and other things. And the only way to do that is to be able to maybe record audio, and you can see that. So I don't know, it's kind of controversial, but I applaud Riot for taking that step.
Mhm. And do you think the pandemic has brought the gaming community together, or do you think it's pulling more people apart? Like you said, with the violence and everything else, the pandemic, it's like everybody coming together. But then, do you think more violence has happened during the pandemic, especially during the gaming industry during the pandemic?
Definitely, gamers have united, and there's people playing a lot of games. I can tell you that. During the pandemic, it definitely has been a release, a stress release, and maybe I would say maybe it's done a better job of a lot of people kind of recognizing toxicity and kind of pointing it out and trying to not support that. But I don't know. It's hard to say. I guess the jury's not out on that one yet.
And what are some of the games they're currently playing right now, besides the shooting games and whatever else? And what are some of the games they're currently playing right now? Is there also family friendly games, like say with like trying to think of the old board games, Simpsons or something like that? So it's just like you see in the arcades, like the Pac-Man. Of course, you had Sonic and Hedgehog and all that. It's like what are some of the games they're currently playing right now at this time?
Well, right now, some good friendly games that are maybe not so violent, and I think those games are good for I like to find good games for middle school esports, so middle school esports, how do you support middle school esports whenever there's all these games that are quote unquote violent? And well, there are games. So like Rocket League is a good one. Rocket League is basically soccer with cars,
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So soccer with cars, and it's fun. It's team based, and kids love it, and it's rated E10. So that's a good one. And there's a new one out that I'm really excited about, and I love to play as a 50-year-old man. And the kids love to play it's called Knockout City.
Oh, interesting.
And it's a dodgeball essentially. So the mechanic is very game-like. You can do these magic moves and spin and throw curveballs and use special kinds of dodgeballs that do special effects and blow up or capture, do these things. So it's not just like dodgeball. It's pretty intense, and it is so much fun.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I was going to say it transcends down into like that middle school realm where you can do it. It's great as an esport in that way.
It makes me think of the Wii as well too. It's just like, instead of having the controls, like say you throw, dodge, and everything else by controls, you did where it's like you took a stick, you actually threw, you swat, or this and that. So that's what seems to come to mind. It's like, more people are getting more to the virtual as well too. And I've seen it like with golf, baseball, football, or even like say with I'm trying to think. There's like so many. So.
Yeah, there's there's other sports related games like NBA 2K is taken off, Madden, those type of sports games, which are good. But I think for kids, this Knockout City is going to be amazing. I think it's going to be it's a sport that could find its way into the Olympics because
really
the Olympics is agreed to do like some esports, but they refuse to do any game where like humans are killing humans.
Right. Yeah. Like say with Mortal Kombat and along those lines for Fortnite. Right.
Fortnite, Mortal Kombat, or any of the other shooter games. And I'm not entirely opposed against shooter games, because I play them. I've hosted LAN parties where lots of kids play, and I don't think kids playing shooter games is going to, make them want to rampage through school shooting, which is happening, unfortunately. But is that driven by a shooter game? I don't know. But still, I think that parents should be conscious of game ratings and know their children and apply some level of wisdom and what they should allow their kids to play. I think the rating system is a great way to do that. And, because of that, my kids, they were not allowed to play rated M games or watch rated R movies, and that type of thing. And just as a guide, I would take that guide and look at the game or the movie and say, well, you're 14, you should not watch this rated R movie. But now let me look at the movie. Oh, it's rated R. It's rated R because of this, that, and the other thing. And me as a parent would allow you to sit and watch that with me because I'm there with you. But that type of thing. So there's a guide, not as a rule. But parents don't take those guides into I think maybe it's because some parents just don't know. They're not game savvy, they're not movie savvy, they just don't understand. So that's a problem we're having right now. I don't think the kids are going to have whenever they're having kids.
Right. Yeah. And of course, kids act like kids as well, too. And some make a pretty good career out of it. And we'll talk more about the career paths and more. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget, Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes, Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Girls Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. And don't forget to check out the Mike Wagner Show over 30 podcast platforms like Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, and Apple as well. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And check out the Mike Wagner Show merchandise on Amazon at the Mike Wagner Show, and check out the podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to the Mia Molson-Zia store on Amazon. Check out his great merchandise, including t-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, and also books like Missing and more. Don't forget to support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM as well as PayPal. And don't forget to donate at the MikeWagnerShow.com. Make sure you do so today. We're here with the founder and owner of Skulls here on the Mike Wagner Show, almost pretty much like the godfather of esports in a way, Wes Byrd here on the Mike Wagner Show. And we talked about some career paths and people making a living out of playing games. You made a living by turning Skulls into a company as well too, like with all kinds of gear and a lot more. And tell us more about Skulls and how it got started and turned to clothing and becoming like a big brand name.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we've been at it for 20 years and, just decided that we wanted to make a brand and make it high quality and kind of, make a brand in gamers' minds that made them think and realize that the products that we do are high-end, good quality stuff. And we've done a pretty good job of that so far. And it's really, we're having fun. And, we are the quintessential, gamers who are, created a gaming company for gamers, if there's that whole tagline. But, yeah, we were doing esports before esports was even called esports.
Yeah, or just simply games. It was, going back way into 70s too. So it was like, oh my gosh, what was it? Pong, Donkey Kong, and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. I was playing those games.
Or Tetris, or what that game was like, beep, 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 try and knock out the blocks and goes absolutely ballistic.
Yeah. Well, speaking of all that too, you were talking about, I guess, careers in gaming. That's an interesting topic because, here we are. We started a company around this whole gaming thing, and it has nothing to do with making games. It's a company that's an apparel brand, an accessories brand that is in the gaming space. But there's tons of jobs for kids to kind of grow up to in this space. And I'm actually also co-founder of the GSEF, which is the Georgia Scholastic Esports Foundation, where we're using esports as a way to educate kids and to kind of raise up the next level of entrepreneurs in the space, because
interesting.
These kids can grow up to be journalists or videographers or designers or social media managers. All these things are jobs that aren't gaming really, or aren't really developing games, but they're careers that can be had in the esports space, and we can raise up kids to use their passion of games, but use their talents that might not necessarily fit into like game development or something like that.
Mm-hmm. And what are some of the other career options that students can take besides the ones you've mentioned?
Well, there's lots of media companies out there in Atlanta alone. So Skulls is also part of the Atlanta Esports Alliance. And in that alliance, there are companies that have LAN centers and other companies like professional esports organizations. You can get into, event management, because events are really big. At least we hope they are again.
Right. Yeah. The pandemic. Thank you very much. Boo boo.
Yeah. While the esports was not immune from the pandemic's effects on business, but just because, a large part of what esports has been doing in the past few years and kind of blowing up about is event driven, big conferences and conventions and, filling up stadiums to do like championship level competition. It's been fun to be a part of and watch. And those industries were hit really hard. But we're coming back. Actually, I just got back from an event in Las Vegas just this past weekend.
Oh, wow. What was happening in Las Vegas?
Las Vegas is wide open now. There's like no masks, no social distancing, just let her rip. See what happens.
That's my kind of town. I'll tell you that. That is my kind. Long enough to tell my family, hey guys, we're going to pack up, move to Las Vegas.
Yeah, it was interesting. And we got there. And I went to an event called the Zombies World Championship.
Zombies World Championship. Interesting. Feed the flesh. Mortal Kombat. Eat the game.
Yeah, not a particularly middle school sport.
and not for the faint of heart. I'll tell you that. You don't like dead people, you're pretty much disqualified.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a blast. These guys were, amazing, and the event was held at the HyperX Esports Arena in the Luxor, and it was amazing, and it was fun. And we were there with a table full of merchandise that we created for Zombies World Championship. Behind me is one of the jerseys.
Oh, I see those. Those are nice. They're awesome. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I think I'm ready to pull up my credit card here. I'm ready to order right now.
Do it. Go to skulls.com/ZWC.
There you go. Skulls.com. Do so today.
Yeah, it was fun. We sold a bunch of stuff, but we got to be a part. We did some videos and just celebrate with those guys. A very good fan base, very, very solid fan base in that community. And it's just fun to be a part of. And it was fun to get in a plane and go somewhere and do something. It's been a while.
Mm-hmm. It does sound like a lot of fun too. And where can we find more about Skulls and your merchandise and everything else? How can they find out more?
We can go to skulls.com with a Z, SKULLZ.com. And we have a bunch of stuff there. But you can also check out how you can create your own merch. We can get involved designing.
Oh, wow.
We love to design amazing gear. And that's kind of one of our biggest benefits. We have the best designers in the business. And so we create amazing designs for merchandise for teams. So if you have a team, I don't care if you've got a team of buddies in the basement, we can sell 3 jerseys to your buddies in the basement that are all customized for your buddies. Or if you're like a pro team with a zillion followers, we create the best merchandise for your fans.
And certainly will do so. I'll tell my boys to do that. I'll send a message saying it's like, get a logo to the or send it over to you. And what's coming up in 2021 for Wes Byrd with esports and skulls and more? We'll find out in a minute. Listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson Z of Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. We'll be back with the founder of Skulls, Wes Byrd, after this timeout.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. It talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple, and more. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn, where The Mike Wagner Show interviews great guests, cool conversation, lots of laughs, coffee, and more. Take The Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow The Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today.
Hey, this is Ray Powers. And if there's one thing you can count on in these unpredictable times, it's that you're in good hands getting some great radio, courtesy of The Mike Wagner Show.
We're back with the founder of Skulls.com, Wes Byrd, here on the Mike Wagner Show. Just an amazing guy talking about the history of esports and the gaming, and also getting things together, the future of the company, how you can make a career path and more. And speaking of that, Wes, what can we expect from you guys in 2021 and beyond?
Well, we're making a lot of headway with some big partners, some in the works. Really excited about one thing is it's not been in the news yet, so I don't know. It's official, but not public. So should we break the news here? Would that be fun?
It's totally up to you. Or should we just say find out later?
Yeah,
we're gonna eat you alive if y'all leak the news.
Well. Yeah, we do have some news that we're going to drop on July the 27th or 28th, I think. So yeah, we'll probably wait to drop it then.
Okay. Well, that sounds
trouble otherwise.
That sounds pretty good, and I think the zombies will protect the news too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Hey, you know something? I think I can do some zombies and throw in some games. It's like, you've been warned.
Yeah, it's I guess one of the things we just want to make sure we do everywhere we go, and what we're doing, being a part of. We're going to be at DreamHack, which is a big conference. We're going to be at Esports Business Summit in Vegas again, and we're going to be at the Esports Awards in November. And so lots going on. I'm going to be traveling a lot, which will be fun in this last couple of quarters. And everywhere we go, we're just going to try and promote, hey, let's treat each other with kindness, love, and teach kids how to be good sports and how to do that in video games.
Mm-hmm. And that's certainly the most important thing. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
Well, my grandfather has my biggest influence in my life. I grew up kind of, I would say poor. We didn't have much. And my grandfather was well-to-do, and I looked up to him. But, I learned over the years that success was defined in a different way. It wasn't about the money. It wasn't about the stuff. And it was more about, love. And so I guess he was an influence in many ways. He taught me a lot of things, and definitely my grandfather.
That sounds amazing too. And of course, success. I like that version. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
My best advice, if you're, playing video games and you're growing up and you're trying to find your way, is to just put forth the effort. Nothing worth doing is easy. And that's what I tell my kids. So that's one piece of advice. Nothing worth doing is easy. If it's hard, then there must be something to that. So learn. If you're not learning, you're dying. And, it takes effort. So sometimes you got to get off the couch and, stretch your thumbs a little bit, stop messing with that controller
Exactly.
and actually put forth some effort to accomplish whatever it is objective is. If you want to be in the esports industry, then do it. You just got to say, okay, what is it I want to do?
And of course, most importantly, watch your language and have fun. So
yeah, just be kind. Treat each other with the way you would like to be treated, right? That's a good starting point.
And that's very true as well, too. Once again, Wes Byrd, the founder of Skulls on the Mike Wagner Show. Wes, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Learned a lot from you. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor. Keep us up to date. Love you back on 2021 and beyond. Don't forget to keep in touch. Maybe we can play some Mortal Kombat or something. And yeah, exactly. I think I'll have to go to the attic and dig out the games here. And before I go dig out the games, tell us about your upcoming project. What's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or check out your merchandise?
Yeah, well, you can go to skulls.com with a Z, or any of the social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter and Twitch and YouTube and all that. And just look up Skulls Gear, SKULLZGEAR, Skulls Gear. And you'll find us on those platforms. Like us, love us, tweet us, all those good things. Love to hear from you.
We certainly do. So once again, Wes, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor. Keep us up to date. Love you back on 2021 beyond. Don't forget to keep in touch. You've been absolutely terrific. And I think we got to play a game sometime. So
that's right. Let's do it. Sounds like a plan.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. It talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.